What is going on, guys? This is going to be a video, or excuse me, a contest response for J2A, Josh. His, believe he called it Great American Contest. It's all about baseball, and any of you guys that follow me on here, for the most part, I'm pretty much all about baseball. So I don't get in a whole lot of contests, but this is one I thought was pretty damn awesome. So we'll get going. And I think he had 6 things we had to go over. I got them all written down with some little side notes here so I don't get too lost in the sauce. Favorite player? My favorite player is Pablo Sandoval. The reason being is he just seems like he's having so much fun. I know it's a kid's game, and man, he almost acts like a kid out there. He's always blowing bubbles. In the dugout, you always see him playing games, playing tricks on people. The dude just always looks like he's having fun, man. Honorable mention is Lance Berkman. Originally from Houston. The military has taken me out of Houston for the past 11 years now. But I actually went to Lance Berkman's debut game at the Astrodome, and me and my buddy stayed after the game to get his autograph in the players' parking lot. And it was, like I said, it was his first game, and someone drove him there, like someone dropped him off, and so he didn't have a ride. So we just sat in the parking lot for about 10-15 minutes waiting for his ride, talking about Rice baseball, which he went to the University of Rice there in Houston. So we talked about that, and then some of his teammates. So and then since then, I just kind of followed him. I quit following him once he left the Astros, just because I was kind of pissed. I thought he was going to be a lifelong Astro, and then he went to the Yankees and Cardinals, and I'm glad he's with the Rangers now. At least he's back in Texas, where the cat's from. So that's probably my 2 most favorite players. Favorite memory? I remember my first baseball game I ever went to was with my grandpa. It was the Astros versus the Mets in the Astrodome. It was Darryl Strawberry was on the Mets, and I believe Mike Scott was pitching for the Astros. And Mike Scott was like the biggest thing since sliced bread at the time for in Houston. And Darryl Strawberry, I'm sure most of you guys know, was huge at the time. It was like I'm wanting to say the mid '80s, like 85, 86. You know, I was still young. I was actually super young, but I remember that. I only remember a couple scenes from the game, but I remember it, and it's pretty crazy. I think I was 4 at the time, so to remember that is pretty memorable. Other favorite memories of mine, back at the Astrodome. Most of my baseball childhood memories involved the Astrodome, and the last season there in 1999, I went to 35 games that year. So it was the second to the last game there ever. The tickets to the last game were sold out since opening day, so you couldn't get tickets. We had tickets to the second to the last game. We went, and I went down to get autographs before the game. And yeah, come here. And we got skunked. We didn't get any autographs. But Tony Eusebio, who at our time was our backup catcher, Brad Osmus was our catcher. He was walking by, and I asked him, I was like, "Hey, Tony, do you have any extra pair of batting gloves you can give me?" And he was like, "Well, no." He's like, "Will you be here tomorrow?" And I'm like, "No, I'm sorry." And he's like, "Sorry, man." It's like, "I only got 1 pair." And so he left, and so we stayed around a couple more minutes to get autographs, and I turned around, and he was like right here in my face, and he gave me his batting gloves. He's like, "I can find some more." He's like, "Someone else will give me a pair of theirs." So that's huge. I have them framed in the other room. So that'd be some of my favorite memories. Favorite card that has a story is that the 1959 Topps Mickey Mantle. This is gonna be a long video. I'm sorry, guys. The reason it's my favorite story, growing up, man, all you hear is Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, and so as a child growing up and collecting, you can't afford a real Mickey Mantle card. I had plenty of knockoffs and all that. Well, when I joined the military, I decided once I got my um, feet with underneath me that I was going to buy one. And so I was in the military about a year and a half, and I bought this card, 1959 Topps Mickey Mantle. And me and my wife went through a divorce, and I kind of got stuck. I didn't get stuck, but I was with my son for the longest, and I couldn't afford a lot of things, so I had to sell it. So I went on eBay and I sold it for like less than half of what I bought it for. Um, and so that's that. And then a couple years later, and a couple promotions later, no, hey, go downstairs. Go see Mama. Go see Mama. Um, uh, yeah, so a couple raises later, I decided, I'm going to get that card back. And this time I'm not going to sell it no matter what. And so I got it. It's not as nice. It's not as clean. The corners are all rounded. There's a fat crease going down the middle. The centering is terrible. But that's my favorite card, man. I have 3 Mickey Mantle cards now, but that's the first one. So that's that. Favorite ballpark food? Let me shut this door. Favorite ballpark food? It's the hot dog, man. I mean, how can you go wrong with the hot dog? Every stadium has a dog that they think they named after themselves, and it's like the same freaking hot dog. To go to Dodgers, it's the Dodger dog. In Houston, back in the day, we had the Dome dog for the Astrodome. I'm trying to think of all these other places, but every stadium they named the hot dog after their own stadium. I mean, man, that's got to say something about the wiener, man. I mean, the wiener's powerful, bro, if they named all these different names. So definitely the hot dog. Second, a little bit more fancy. In San Francisco, they have garlic fries. Gilroy, California is like the garlic capital of the world. And they have garlic fries in San Francisco. I've been to a couple more stadiums that had them, and they were good, but they didn't compare to Gilroy garlic fries at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Highs and lows for the season. I think the San Francisco Giants will be somewhere around 90 and 72. So needless to say, I think we're going to have a damn good season. More predictions. I'm thinking Pablo Sandoval is going to bat at least 300. With him starting in the World Baseball Classic, he started losing weight earlier than he did in years past. His weight's always a big problem at the beginning of the year, the first couple months of the year. So with him playing in the Classic, it looks like he's already slimmed down some. And I think Buster Posey's going to win the batting title for batting average. The dude's a freaking stud, man. So if Pablo can hit at least 300 and Posey can win the batting title, which I'd probably say around 333, 335 will take it. I mean, that's going to be really good, man. Injuries, I don't want to talk about injuries. At least not on my team anyways. I don't want to talk about injuries. So we talked about the predictions. Take me out to the ball game. Let's see here. Let's get this thing going. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. So let's root for Gigantes. If you don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Josh, thanks for the contest, man. It's my honor to jump in, and thanks, guys, for watching. See ya.